Welcome back to the divisional round of the playoffs in the 2020-2021 season. And last week wild card was just as crazy as it was throughout the whole year. No doubt, like the Browns making off with a 28-0 first quarter lead. Unbelievable. That game looked like that Seahawks Denver Broncos Super Bowl. It just started out just like that, and Pittsburgh just trying to play catch up. More on that later. And other things too, Tennessee couldn't get going. There's just a lot of stuff that just, it's like wow factor, Rams can win with a backup quarterback who got injured, and then Goff come in injured as well and beat Seahawks. Washington keeping it close with a 4th round quarterback. It's just, who knows? But more on this later. One thing I do want to bring up in my opening is I'm a big history buff. I love history. It's why you see a lot of my picks go back on history, on games they played, things of that nature. And being a United States citizen, following politics is not one thing I usually do. This year, as a history buff, I've followed politics the last, 9 months or so. And it's been crazy. It's been a crazy year, and I'm not going to make this a political show. I've seen other people bring up things in politics, as in, politicians are corrupt. Yeah, I can see that. And being gambling a more formative way of having an additional income than to, invest in the stock market where, political people might have an edge. I've seen it. I could go all day on that, and especially even this year, So I get that. But one thing I do want to bring up is Donald Trump. How does this relate to football? Back in the 80s, he almost bought he was interested in buying the Bills and the Cowboys, but he didn't have enough money for those billions of dollars. One thing he did invest in, he invested in the New Jersey Generals back in the USFL. Now, history repeats itself. I love it. So, and to make, I could do a whole video on this. But anyways, to make it short, the USFL would play opposite to the NFL in the offseason. So back in the early mid-'80s, you had football all year round. It was great. I remember it so well. And so when Trump bought the New Jersey Generals, you brought up a coup, you could say, with the other owners, with the majority vote, and took a vote and went head to head with the NFL and failed miserably. And after that, after he failed miserably, what did he do? He sued the NFL. Again, history repeats itself. And what he did, he actually, in that case, he won. It was I want to say $3 or something. I forgot the exact amount. Because he said the networks played favoritism to the NFL than to the USFL. And they did, because, more people watch the NFL than USFL. So then he sued, and then in suing, the NFL caught up a lot of legal fees and everything, and it bankrupt the USFL just to prove a point. That's Donald Trump. He did it in the USFL, and he did it again, which I thought was amazing. So anyway, on Trump's final last days, you're like, why are you bringing this up? This happened, 40 years ago. I get it. But this week, Donald Trump, he's been giving out the Medal of Freedom, the highest honor medal you can give to a civilian from the government. And, he loves football so much, he thought he'd give the Medal of Freedom to Bill Belichick, because he's probably the best coach in NFL history. And Bill Belichick, what his statement was? Let me read, quote, Bill Belichick, "I am an American citizen with great reverence to our nation's values, freedom and democracy." So he basically told Trump to just shove that medal up his, I love it. So if you didn't catch that, I thought that was an awesome piece of, political with NFL, news I could bring to you. I just thought that was great, So, to Donald Trump. So anyway, not my values. That was Bill Belichick. Anyway, the comment of the week. Just get the comment. Only one comment of the week that really struck me. Comment of the week. We got Angelo Marks. Get a new T-shirt, sir. Everything has a reason. So when I wear black T-shirts, it's best for a green screen and CGI to make it look, real. Those are real helmets, floating around me, But so just to give you an idea, you look back the Avengers movies or the X-Men movies, where they're not wearing their colorful, bright outfits that they wear in the comic books. No, they're wearing all black. Why? Because CGI with the green screen makes it look so much better. You bring up Spider-Man, even the last movie he come out where he goes in London. Is he wearing his, suit? No, he wears this black, and they call him like Spider Monkey or something. He's wearing all black. Works great with CGI. Works great with the green screen, and that's the way it rolls. So if you see me, I have like a dozen black T-shirts, and some of them have markings on them, some of them don't. It's like when I see one, I grab it. It works great with the green screen and the CGI, and it flawlessly. So you want your videos to look great, you wear black. That's how it is. So on with the show, and let's get that ball rolling. And my number 4 pick of the week, we got the LA Rams traveling to the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are a 7-point home favorite. I see this game in 3 scenarios. Last week, I picked mostly on stats, which I went back to and didn't do so well. This week, I'm going back to what I think and try to fade the public mostly. The first scenario I see, Green Bay takes a huge first half lead, and then the Rams try to come back and close out the game and makes it close. And scenario 1, where you pick the Rams. Scenario 2 is where they go back and forth, touchdown to touchdown, back and forth game, high scoring. Both these 2 scenarios I see, 30-32, close game, battling out. Scenario 1, scenario 2. Scenario 3 is what I like. Scenario 3 is where Aaron Rodgers plays the lights out. The Rams are injured. Aaron Donald has a rib injury. Goff has a thumb injury. And basically, Aaron Rodgers, no holds barred. The last 2 games, the Green Bay, you see Green Bay beat 2 playoff teams. So they beat Chicago 35-16 in their last game. And in game before that, they beat Tennessee 40-14. So they're playing lights out the last 2 games, both playoff games. I'm going to take Green Bay -7. It's a huge public fade. A lot of people on the Rams +7. So give me Green Bay -7 with over 45.5. My number 2 pick of the week, we got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Buffalo Bills. The Baltimore Ravens are a 2-point road dog. This is what I see in this game. The Ravens stuffed Derrick Henry to only 40 yards. 18 attempts, 40 yards. That's amazing. They stuffed Ryan Tannehill to 165 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Phenomenal. Lamar Jackson combined total yards 315, both rushing and passing. He almost doubled the whole Tennessee Titans offense. That's freaking amazing. So then you look at Buffalo, who won by 3 last week against the Colts. The Colts played that game where I've seen them play it in a game before, like I said, history, against the Chiefs, where they kept the Chiefs off the field, just dink and dunk all the way down. And I think they did a phenomenal job. They should do that to every team, in my opinion. But the Colts played that game, or Buffalo had horrible field position the whole game. Had to go out through the whole, down the field every possession, and won barely by 3 points. And Colts could have, if it wasn't for some of the decisions the Colts made, I think Colts could have won that game. But anyways, Buffalo barely scraped by. At Buffalo, I see a lot of people picking them. Again, public fade. So I'm taking Baltimore +2, and we're going to go over 50 on this one. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are a 10-point home favorite. Cleveland Browns. America loves the Browns. They say, oh, we love the Browns. We want to see them go all the way. Browns haven't made it in X amount of years, and they love them. They saw them blowing away the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh was a favorite, and then just 28-0. They're like, oh, the Browns can do it this year. I see public is just all on the Browns. 10 points. They're getting Cleveland Browns plus 10 points. But you take away that first quarter. First quarter of that game, of that Cleveland-Pittsburgh game, where Pittsburgh, shot the ball over the first play of the game, hiked the ball over Roethlisberger's head, and Cleveland got a touchdown, and all those interceptions. You take away that first quarter where it's 28-0. You go to the rest of the game. You got Roethlisberger over 500 yards, 5 TDs. The game would have been Pittsburgh 37-20, so they would have won by 17. But here you got Cleveland, back-to-back road games. They're traveling to Kansas City, the Super Bowl champions of last year. Granted, the Kansas City Chiefs haven't been playing above par like they did last year. Covering the spread every time. They haven't been doing so great on the spread this year. But Cleveland's a huge public favorite. A lot of people love them. Kansas City had the week off. They had time to prepare. They're at home. They're healthy. Give me Kansas City minus 10 and under 56 points. And the last game of the weekend, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are a 3-point home favorite. Tampa Bay, #1 public bet this weekend. Washington kept in the game. I don't understand. Washington had to bring on a 4th-string quarterback who never played NFL before, with Heineke. I've never even heard of the guy before, and he was playing so great against Tampa Bay. Their secondary is so bad that you can bring a 4th-string team on a losing team against Tampa Bay's secondary and play exceptionally well. I see, Washington keeping him, because he played so well, but he kept in the game. Tampa Bay should have just slaughtered this game, but they didn't. So Tampa Bay back-to-back road games. Here we got New Orleans, who this year have played Tampa Bay twice and won 34-23 and 38-3. Both times, just blowing out the Bucs. Both games, they won by 11 and they won by 35. They got it done against Chicago. They covered the spread against Chicago, playing lights out. They held Chicago to only 9 points, so their defense is so much better. I'm not saying the Chicago Bears offense was so great, but New Orleans, they defense playing great. You got the home field advantage. You're giving up 3 points, so give me New Orleans -3 and under 52. Well, that's it for the divisional round. Thank you for sticking around. Thanks for watching my videos. Who's still comes and says hi. I appreciate it. Anything matters, and I don't do this video for nothing. And I didn't quit this year, even though how bad and crazy this year has been. I'm still sticking with it till the end. Next year will be so much better. New format, some prizes, some money to give to you, and have some fun. But my final thoughts this video is if you go back to my week 1 video, I predicted Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints. So it still can happen. I see it playing out. This is what I see playing out. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this is what I see playing out. I see the Baltimore Ravens beating the Bills, and they play in Kansas City, and it's going to be a close battle. Lamar Jackson gets his revenge and wins and goes to the Super Bowl. And then, the New Orleans at Green Bay would be an awesome game to see. And Drew Brees talking about retirement and wins the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. I will see you next week. Thanks for stopping by again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you then. Peace.
Want to look like a pro? CustomJerseysPro.com has what you need for any sport. Create your custom jersey by color or style from thousands of designs made for you or your team. Use PIX as a discount code at checkout and save an extra 8% on your next order. Remember, CustomJerseysPro.com and be the next professional in your neighborhood.
you enjoy placing a few bucks on your favorite team, maybe try your hand at cards or on the slots. Use me as a reference and head over to my Twitter and click on the link below and receive a new member bonus and help support this channel. Bovada. Just better.